Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Parker and I cover transgender news. So today we have a little bit of good news down in California. I got this article from the Sacramento Bee from the 14th. California shores up protections on transgender people amid White House attacks. It says, California will seal records of transgender adults who change their names and gender markers on official documents and limit data sharing with federal agencies after Governor Gavin Newsom signed a handful of bills shoring up protections for transgender and non-binary people as the White House has targeted the community for attack. They sealed court records in 2023 for minors, and this new legislation will protect adults as well. So why is this important? Well, the government is keeping track of trans and non-binary adults who are changing their names and gender markers. They are collecting these documents that are being submitted for changes and not returning them. They're not giving a return date. So basically documents are disappearing, which is why we need protections like this from the government looking at our data and documents. So they protected these records for minors in 2023. And so what Gavin Newsom is now doing is adding these protections for now adults. The gender order directed federal agencies to strictly define sex in federal documents and to eliminate the option to select an X gender marker. So under this current policy, which is paused, no new X designations will be issued. Gender marker changes to reflect a person's gender identity are no longer allowed. Renewals or reissuance of passports revert to sex assigned at birth, regardless of history of prior markers aligned with gender identity. So passports reflecting the holder's gender identity, including those with an X marker, remain valid until they expire or are replaced. And then it says, beware, the government may appeal, and if a higher court pauses this ruling, the restrictive policy could return immediately. Even pending applications could be affected. Documents submitted for these changes are not being returned, leaving trans people in limbo. So, the far-right government, the MAGA cult, is creating these roadblocks for trans people. They're doing this to make life more difficult and unbearable for trans people. They're doing this to dehumanize trans people and to scare them into hiding away from society. This is pure hate based on a personal opinion or belief that trans people are not valid and don't deserve the everyday rights that others have. And this idea comes from Christian nationalist beliefs, where white men are extremely insecure about other genders and other races. However, trans people are winning court cases because gender is protected under the Constitution. But we know Trump will do anything he can to avoid abiding by the Constitution. This is an anti-American president. He is a fascist, white supremacist president who is trying to make America more like Putin's Russia. So please like this video. That's all I have for this one. Like this video, share this video. This stuff is not being covered in mainstream media. Thank you so much. I'll be back soon with more news.